the big of everything that's going on, the idea of combining ideas, combining levels, combining narratives. And that's a big important thing that we do here, because trying to get that edge is so important to us. Looking at a horse race, just because I've got a great horse in the race doesn't mean that I'm going to start throwing loads of cash at it. I want to know who else is in that race is also potentially great. That's one of the ideas of having some inside information. So just because we get inside information from one aspect means that we're starting to drill down to the other aspects. Who else has a storyline that we can lean against? We've got a great trade there on gold that's just actually made $600 profit for us in the last 15 minutes. I don't know if anybody else played it, but this was the gold short sell here. And again, looking at it from a multi-discipline point of view, you'll see just how good this top edge is. 3406 is great starting point for our analysis, isn't it? Great starting point for us to think about in terms of this trade. Why is it a great starting point? Because we've already seen selling coming in at that price. We've already noticed that there was a seller coming in over here 20 minutes beforehand. What else? Well, we know that the swing range is how many points? We know that the swing range is how many points. We've also got a very bullish looking skew, which is meaning that we've got to be careful with this. And, for that reason, we're going to be very, very mindful not to jump in early. That's also important. So the skew shows up. And if you look at the skew, oopsie, so there it is there. If you look at the skew is very bullish on gold at the moment. You can see it for yourself. Very bullish skew coming in. And it's 21.6 points at the moment in terms of individual swing trade volatility, right? 21.6. So if it's 21.6 and it's got a bullish skew to it, then I know that it's got to be probably 21.6 or more potentially. So there's a swing low there. I'm going to go 21.6 points to the top side. There's 21.6 points just there, isn't it? You see it? 21.6 points approximately there. And that's where the selling started to come in from. We saw the seller starting to come in from that. Now, I'm aware that there's possibly some upside press in and around these areas. I'm also aware that the biggest call wall is 34 evens. Well, this is us at 34 evens. There's a lot of buy-side liquidity above here that I can tap into if I fancy getting a bit of short business off of this, right? So I'm now seeing the things that I want to be seeing. I've allowed and accommodated the skew. Kim got a question the other day from Jesper about skew. I wasn't 100% sure what the question was, because the skew is just whatever you want it to be. But Jesper was asking a question, how do you calculate the skew? And as I said, the skew is just what you want it to be. There is no calculation for skew. That you've got the 25 reversals. That's a skew. You've got the at the monies skew. You've got a range of products at the skew. You've also got a calendar skew. These kind of things that we talk about in the room. So there is no such thing as a single skew. There's just whatever you want the skew to be. And it seems like it's an unsatisfactory answer, but that is the genuine answer. Skew is just whatever you want it to play out as. So we've now got a great level. We've got the 34 handle. We've got a very bullish skew. But that means that we just give ourselves room. It doesn't mean we can't sell it. But if I'm going to sell it, I'm now thinking about selling it above 34. I'm thinking about selling it above 34.20s. So I'm going to be looking at those as tradable areas. So we're at 34. We've already seen a seller coming in. The sell candle smaller than the buy candle, correct? So I don't think this is the sell yet. And I don't see any value to sell it at this point anyway. So it's not a trade for me. So then the price comes back up. And now you can see in the background to this chart, you'll see that there is now a lot of sell side value coming in from the yen, from the skews, from the copper narrative as well, from metals. There's a big reason to now short this gold, right? There's a big reason to now work into this as a short sell. We've got all the things we need. It's not at the level. So this is this thing I was mentioning about levels. I don't care that it's not at the level. It's through the level. But I was expecting it to go through the level because of the size of the skew that was in play there was very, very bullish through that level. So I'm not going to sell it below 34. I'm going to sell it above 34. I'm not going to sell it below 34.20s. I'm going to sell it above 34.20. I'm going to tap in to that buy side skew liquidity. Anyhow, sell side value, very good. And then we turn to the order flow, the real trading. And what did we see coming in? A big change in the deal book. And all of a sudden you go, wait a second, this is crazy, crazy now. We've now got the deal book going sell side off of the top edges there at 34.06.5. 34.06.5. And that's that red line right there. 34.06.5. We almost top ticked it against that lean. And just getting into that bit of short sell business. Look at what's happened to that trade now, guys. We've done $1,300 profit on an easy short. A very easy short sell. You see how the storyline isn't one thing, but all things? There's no one piece that we could do without to make this storyline better. Every piece evolves into a perfect narrative. The whole story comes from the entirety of those elements lining up like crazy. Now, the good news was this candle was also smaller. So do you see how that builds the story? Where this candle was bigger, this candle is smaller, and now this candle's bigger, which gives me more confidence to hold the short to ride. So now if I'm going to hold the short to ride, you might then sell into more here on this pin rejection. And sure enough, we've now just traded 92s after being short at 0.6. $1,400 profit per contract in 20 minutes. And the biggest volume of the day comes in behind our sell, and we're going to use that as a nice opportunity just to book some lovely cash. Is that not incredible as a trade? Personally, that is what you should be looking for every single time as an opportunity when you see the likes of a Charlie reversal on a candle, when you see the order flow, when you see trapped traders, when you see deltas in the right position at the right time. All these things make up your story, whatever tools you're using. That's what makes up the story, not the 34 handle. The 34 handle is important, but it's not singly the most important thing we've got. Make sense? Is that not beautiful though, guys? Is that not a thing that you look at and go, if just every trade in the world was that type of trade, I would be very, very, very happy. Well, this is what we call benchmarking. This entire story is a benchmark narrative.